Mars, the bright red planet we often see in the night sky, has always fascinated humans. It holds secrets about life beyond Earth. From the moment we first saw it through telescopes, Mars has intrigued scientists. Its day and night cycle and its ice caps make it a perfect place to explore with spacecraft. The exciting thing about Mars is that it could be a place where humans could live one day. One of the biggest discoveries on Mars is that there used to be water there. Space probes have found signs of old rivers and dried-up lake beds, and special rocks that can only form if there's liquid water. We need water for life, so finding it on Mars makes us hope that tiny life forms might be living there. Mars used to be warmer and wetter than it is now, with lakes and rivers all over its surface. Scientists believe that billions of years ago, this red planet might have been a good place for life to exist. They've found traces of ancient water in the soil and rocks, which tells us that water once flowed through huge valleys and plains. Back then, Mars had a thicker atmosphere than it does now. This atmosphere would have protected the planet from harmful radiation from space and helped keep its temperature stable. It probably contained a lot of carbon dioxide, which would have trapped heat from the sun and kept the planet warm, like a blanket. But over time, the solar wind, which is a stream of particles from the sun, gradually stripped away most of Mars's atmosphere. This caused the planet to become very cold and dry. It's like the wind blowing away the air inside a balloon. This is why Mars looks like a cold, dry desert today. The temperature on Mars can get incredibly cold, dropping to minus 195 degrees Fahrenheit at night. That's much colder than any place on Earth. Even though Mars is a desert, it still has a lot of amazing landscapes, from giant flat plains to tall mountains. One of these is Olympus Mons, the tallest mountain in our entire solar system. It's 3 times taller than Mount Everest, the tallest mountain on Earth. It's one of the most incredible natural wonders we know of. Mars also has Valles Marineris, the longest and deepest canyon we've ever found. It stretches over 2,500 miles, which is like traveling across the entire United States. And it's up to 4.3 miles deep, which is 10 times deeper than the Grand Canyon. These amazing landscapes were created by geological activity a long time ago, like volcanoes erupting and wind and water wearing away at the surface. Scientists are studying rocks and soil from Mars to learn more about how the planet formed and changed over time. By studying Mars, we're not only learning about this one planet, but we're also learning about how planets in our solar system evolve and change over billions of years. Future missions to Mars will help us uncover even more secrets about its past and present, and they might even help us figure out how to send humans to Mars one day. This red planet holds so many mysteries, and solving them could change how we understand the universe. Even though Mars looks lifeless and empty, it's still active. It has earthquakes, which we call Marsquakes, and landslides. These events tell us that Mars is still changing and moving. Our rovers on Mars have recorded lots of these Marsquakes, from tiny tremors to bigger shakes. This proves that Mars isn't a dead planet. These quakes happen because the outer layer of Mars, called the crust, is still shifting and moving. This means that deep inside Mars, there are powerful forces at work. Sometimes these geological activities release a gas called methane from beneath the surface. Methane is interesting because it could be a sign that tiny life forms exist underground. This methane gas becomes part of Mars's thin atmosphere. The atmosphere isn't thick enough to protect the planet from radiation from space, but it's still full of interesting things to study. Studying Mars's geological activity helps us understand what's happening inside the planet and how it has changed over billions of years. All of this information is important for planning future missions to Mars, including sending humans there one day. Another exciting discovery is that we found complex organic compounds in the soil and rocks on Mars. These compounds are like building blocks for life, and finding them suggests that Mars might have the right conditions for life to exist. Everything we've learned about Mars gives us hope for the future. From the first pictures of its surface to the detailed information we have about its climate and geology, every discovery teaches us something new. Scientists are working hard to solve the mysteries of Mars, from understanding its past to figuring out if we could live there one day. The planet's unique features, like its giant volcanoes and deep canyons, continue to amaze us and make us want to learn more. One of the most important goals of space exploration is to find out if there's life on Mars. Missions like the Mars rover and the Mars Sample Return are collecting samples to see if they contain any signs of life. We're using advanced technology to make sure the data we collect is accurate and useful. Finding even tiny life forms or fossils on Mars would completely change how we view life in the universe. We're already making plans to build bases on Mars, so humans can live and work there for a long time. This will require countries all over the world to work together and come up with new inventions. These bases will need to be strong enough to handle the tough conditions on Mars, like the radiation, cold temperatures, and lack of oxygen. We need to create safe and comfortable habitats so astronauts can live and work on Mars for a long time. To survive on Mars, we'll need to find and use resources like water and minerals. We can mine water ice and turn it into drinking water, breathable air, and even fuel. We can use minerals to build structures and create the things we need for everyday life. By using resources carefully, we can depend less on Earth and make our Mars bases self-sufficient. Mars is an important stepping stone for exploring the rest of our solar system and beyond. A base on Mars would be like a rest stop for missions to other planets and even distant stars. Every step we take on Mars teaches us more and gives us new opportunities. Its location makes it the perfect starting point for missions to the outer parts of our solar system, and maybe even to other stars. Exploring Mars isn't just a scientific adventure. It's an important step for the future of humanity. Every new discovery gets us closer to conquering this red planet. Mars, with all its secrets and possibilities, is waiting for humans to make their mark.